I'm not gonna lie. I don't like what they doing to my boy Havok in this book. Like, I know he's been through a lot, but man, they need to put more respect on this man's name for a fictional character. My name is Dorian. This is SEM Comics. We continue our coverage of X Factor number 3. Our story starts off letting you know what you can watch on Click Clock. Subscribe to the channel for more X Factor content. 10 of the greatest X Factor disasters. X Factor Classic. Not gonna lie, seeing Multiple Man, Will Spain, and Quicksilver, that's when I started reading X Factor. And then, Power Rankings and Fan Stats. Click Clock, a subsidiary of Fartech. I read that for a reason. It's about to come up in this comic. So now we cut to Los Angeles, California, where X Factor is doing like a fan meet and greet. And you got Havok, and he's still thinking about Polaris and if she's okay, and who abandoned who. And he's sitting there doing a photo shoot. There's a kid that has on one of his old costumes, and the lady's like, is he crying? And doing wrong. Can't blame the lady. I'll be pissed too, because you see that sign that says $50 for a picture with Havok, and this dude's crying. So the PR guy has to come and take him off somewhere. So he's walking him back, and he's like, you mind if I power dog? Like, this dude keeps pulling this stuff out of his jacket inside pocket. Like, how clean is that? So he tells him he needs to pull it together, and all Havok's worried about is, have they found Polaris? And he's like, we haven't found her yet, but if she's out there, we're going to find her. Like, don't worry about it. So he takes him all the way to the back, where the CEO of Fartech and the owner of Click Clock, Ethan Farthing, is waiting for him. Now, for him to be a billionaire, that is a horrible Spider-Man costume, but I digress. So Ethan lets Havok know that Fartech has a lunar base, and they feel like it's about to be attacked, and he wants X Factor to go and protect the base. Now, they feel like it's going to be attacked by Extreme, which those were the Russian mutants that were in the first issue. And if you notice in the similarities, yes, this character is supposed to be Elon Musk. So as they're going back to, I guess, the fan floor, they're like, are you going to be okay with this? And Havok's like, look, I'll get my team back safe. That's my only priority. Your priority needs to be finding Polaris. And the PR guy's like, oh no, don't worry, we'll find her. And then we see Granny Smite. She signs an autograph for this girl, and it says, I welcome death, Granny Smite. So Havok's like, what's the deal with this lady? So the PR guy fills him in. Now, even though she's at an advanced age, she didn't find out that she was a mutant until last year. When her house burned down, she was fine, but her husband of 58 years was freaking seed. I mean, all you see is the bones. Like, that fire was going on, and it was hot. And then 6 months later, she got a discount flight that her and her son and his family went on. The plane went down. It was a catastrophic crash. Everybody died except her. And she's like, why? How? Now she's on a crusade to die. And Havok's like, so you give me a lady that has a death wish? And the PR guy is like, but she's wiry as hell. So Havok's like, you know what? Whatever. Find Polaris. So then we cut to space, where, as you can imagine, most of the teams never been. Frenzy's sitting there and is like, Pyro, why you here? He's like, what? She's like, there's no oxygen in space. What's your fire gonna run on? And he goes, what? Lighter fluid, I guess? And Frenzy's like, oh my god, don't get hurt. And Cecilia is having man issues, as she is texting in space. You know what? Let me take that back. It could be person issues, because it could be a man or a woman. Who knows? But also, too, what phone service does she have? Because she can text in space. So they get to the lunar base, and before they can land, the lunar base starts shooting at them. And now, the punk-ass CEO is about to come clean. But before he comes clean, he sends a message that says, by listening to this, you can no longer sue me. So the punk-ass CEO hops on, and he's like, as you can see, I lied about the mutant terrorist group. The reason why I sent you up there is I need you to destroy the base. In a nutshell, it's very expensive to send people up and down to space to run the base. So he created an AI to run the base and to cut costs. Well, the AI eventually came to the conclusion that the best way to protect the base is to destroy the planet and get rid of the CEO because he was the most threatening thing to the base. So let this be a lesson. The AIs know that once they go sentient, the clear and present danger to the planet is the punk ass billionaires. So Havok comes up with a plan pretty quick. He goes, Pyro, since you're using the space, and he goes, Oi, because he's Australian. He's like, look, just fly the plane. Cecilia, I need you to be up here, and whoever gets injured, patch him up. The rest of you guys, you're with me. So they jump out the plane. Pyro's like, I'll show you whose ass is useless. Cecilia's like, please don't let me die this way. So Havok's like, all right, Cyber, I need you to get close so that you can use your powers to create an EMP to take out the AI. As soon as they turn a corner, Cyber is hit with a meteor because the AI has a gravitational ray. So I guess the spacesuits have a force field around them. It was enough to protect Cyber, but it still hit him hard enough to knock him out. So the Havok tried to use his powers, and for some reason, it was neutralized. And I was like, what the hell's going on? And the Frenzy shows, well, it has Click Clock, so it knows all of our powers. The only one that doesn't know how to neutralize is Granny Smite. So Havok sends her in, and she is immediately crushed by a huge meteor. So Granny Smite looks done. So Frenzy's done playing around. She picks up an asteroid of her own and sends it flying and smashes the satellite dish. So now they're able to get into the base. As soon as they get into the base, they see all the dead scientists that the AI killed with carbon monoxide. And Frenzy's like, the world's ran by idiots. That's a true statement, and not just in this comic book. So the only plan they got left to stop this thing is to go into his nuclear reactor, pull out a control rod. It's going to think a meltdown's happening, and then the AI will pretty much destroy itself. But who the hell's going to go in there to get the control rod? Granny Smite comes out of nowhere with no spacesuit. She's like, yeah, since I'm immortal, it kind of makes no sense for me to wear a spacesuit. She's like, I'll go in. She goes in there. She pulls out a control rod. She's like, you need me to go in there and grab another one? So they get back into the spaceship, they fly off, and the exact scenario happens. AI think there's a meltdown, so it self-destructed itself. So now the CEO is extremely happy, and this asshole, who's not wearing a stupid-ass Spider-Man uniform, is like, well, you can't really tell anybody about this because we own all the content and it's not going anywhere. So Havok's like, what? So Congress doesn't find out about this? And the CEO's like, Congress? I'm not worried about Congress. What are they gonna do? Send me an angry fax? No, I'm worried about the investors. I don't want them to find out that I almost killed them. That'll be bad. I need this thing to be profitable. Until it's not. So he's pretty much saying fiduciary responsibilities. That trumps everything, including anybody else's well-being. Like Frenzy says, the world is ran by idiots.